Well, Black Sea people, if we think of the end of the Ice Age, whenever that was, and it may have been much nearer our time than we think, but we can imagine a tremendous amount of water coming down in the rivers, filling up the Black Sea lake, until the people don't just migrate each time further and further up the hill, even as the hill sinks, rather, due to the weight of the water now in the Black Sea. The land is depressed and the shoreline with it, so that people move further up the hill. Their cities and their docks, their dock sides have to move up with the water. We're tracking our way up the rivers that flow in, aren't we, in effect? We come to a point where we breach the land lock between the Dead Sea and the Mediterranean, the Aegean, and the water starts to flow out. Well, now as we have opportunity to break out with our navy, so to speak, our boats can get out into the Aegean, and we don't have to be content with staying on what is perhaps not such useful land higher up in the hills, what were the hills, and now not much above sea level. We can go out down the river from the sea, the Black Sea, to the Aegean, to the Mediterranean. We could consider migrating that way. You may say, well, there's no need to, we've got an overflow. But of course the floor of the actual overflowing channel, what we call the Bosphorus and so on, may vary with erosion, with the water flowing across it, or may silt up, in which case the height of the water in the Black Sea tends to rise according to the degree to which the floor is silting up and rising, or the floor may go up and down according to volcanic activity. If just prior to the emergence of the sea people, there's a lot of volcanic activity, it could be that the floor of the channel between the Black Sea and the Aegean, and the Mediterranean, actually rises, and therefore the water level in the Black Sea rises, and the people are more limited in the land that they have available to use. The channel is not necessarily blocked, but it's not necessarily keeping up with and keeping a level for the Black Sea inflow of water from its rivers. So the Black Sea level is rising, it's overflowing, but not as fast as before. Well, as fast as before, in fact it could be flowing faster, but a smaller cross-sectional area because the floor is higher. So you're able to get out, you can still sail out from the Black Sea into the Aegean, and you may decide, well, perhaps we should start looking for other lands. Not only that, but your people may not be confined to simply a Black Sea coast. Your nation or your culture may extend down, or you may be able to extend it down along the Channel and to have some coast on the Aegean. So you can start to build up your navy there if you really feel you need to migrate to somewhere in the Mediterranean. Well, of course, the existing Mediterranean cultures are not going to be too happy about you suddenly turning up on their doorstep, so you may have to come with some violence and simply raid and pillage, ransack their cities and take what you need in food. A bit like the Vikings tended to invade, of course, northern England at harvest time. You know, they want food for the cold winter coming up, a colder one than you've got, in fact. You know, a sea people can be generated, in effect, by natural conditions. Thank you, Dad.